Alright guys, so this is another tutorial video. This time I'm going to be showing you how to make a collage. If you're not familiar with a collage is when you collect things from different sources. You can collect them from magazines, you can collect them maybe even other people's drawings, like I have a student drawing here I could use in a collage. Photographs is another place that you can use as a source. Old books, newspapers, things like that, and other scraps as well. Things that you've collected, maybe even like you bought something cool and you use the receipt or something like that. And you take all of those things and you somehow combine them into a design by cutting and gluing them together. So you can see I've got scissors here, I've got a couple of different glue sticks here. I also have tape. You can use tape in a collage. These tapes here that I have are called washi tapes, and they're just kind of like a fancy, like Japanese style tape. They're very, very thin. It's kind of like, it won't hurt paper. You can, it's almost like sort of like having a sticker in a way. It won't really hurt paper too much. It can rip paper, but my design, what I'm going for is I wanted to make sort of like a cool looking, just a cover for my notebook using different things that I like. So like, the Jolly Roger pirate flag, the American flag I like. I like notebook covers, like actual, like the composition notebook cover. Favorite philosophers, Legos. I also draw a little bit. You can draw on top of the collage, and that makes it even more so mixed media. Some people combine paint with a collage. I've done that definitely myself, but on a little tiny notebook like this, I might not want to necessarily use paint, or I could. So first off though, before I get into starting the collage, and I'll show you my materials here in just a moment, this is not the actual cover of the notebook, so I didn't glue anything or tape anything, and you can do that, of course, if you have a composition notebook and you want to glue stuff to the cover, that's fine. What I do though, see, this isn't a composition notebook, this is actually my planner, and it's kind of like a wiggly type of cover, like a softback paperback book. I actually use grocery bags, and I have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to make a cover like this. And then what that does, this is actually a McDonald's bag. What that does is it gives you another surface that you can draw on or collage on or paint on, all of the above, while keeping your notebook cover nice and protected and whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing the back cover here. And you can see I've already glued something down. This was just a regular, notebook paper, or not notebook paper, the grocery paper. I'm going to use this as my base, and I'm going to collage on top of it. And I want to show you my materials. So you want to collect materials here and there. I'm always kind of keeping my eye open for different sorts of materials. So obviously I like the notebook, the composition notebook, so I make photocopies of designs from the notebooks that I like. So that's actually where I got this paper from. Dictionary pages are cool because you can draw on them and then they have text behind them. I actually have photocopies of some of my other drawings that I use, color sheets. I have old looking paper. This paper is really old, it's kind of brown looking, and it's notebook paper, so it's fun. You can write on it, draw on it. I like to collect other images that I find cool, like this parental advisory sticker. I like it mostly just because it's black and white and it looks really cool when you put it on a cover. These are actually notebook covers that I made on my computer with Google Slides. So I have a photograph that I scanned from a book. This is a archaeologist from a book on the it's on the Buddhas that were blown up by the Taliban in 2000. He was one of the explorers, so I put him on there, and I've combined these images like a sort of like a digital collage, and that's another thing that you can try. I have some magazine images here. I thought that were cool. Either I like the color or I like the lines or both. And then also I make little sticker sheets for myself. It's actually how I made the parental advisory sticker sheet here by just on Google Slides I will, or actually I think I did this on Google Docs. I'll go and get the image, just download it from the internet, like this picture. This is Friedrich Nietzsche. He's a famous German philosopher. He's my favorite philosopher. and I'll just put it in Google Docs and I'll copy and paste it a bunch of times so I have a full sheet, and then I'll make a printout of it, and then that gives me a lot, and I can use this for a lot of collages. I can just cut one out at a time, or I can rip one out if I want, and then I have a lot. And I do that for images that I like to repeat in my collages, which is something, if you make a lot, you may want to do, kind of gives you sort of like your own little style or your little signature. So since Friedrich Nietzsche, this is a very famous photo of him, by the way. If you buy a book by Friedrich Nietzsche with his philosophy in it, this photograph is likely on the cover or inside of it somewhere. So these are my materials. I also have other things too, things that I collect. I have index cards that are different colors, so I might want to use orange on a collage or pink. This is that graph paper index card. I love graph paper. That's something I include. These are maps from like places that I've stayed, and they've got cool little graphics in them. So I save those. Also, my notebooks come with sticker sheets, so any sticker sheet is great for collage. These ones are neat because they're kind of like little tiny stickers. You can make little designs just by sticking them all on, and I have a ton of these, so these are how I do my words right here. And these just come with my notebooks. You can find stickers like this at the Dollar Tree, and you know, it's only $1 because it's the Dollar Tree. So anyways, that's the materials. Of course, also, you need to have a scissor and a glue, so you can cut things out. But also, one of the best ways to start a design is by ripping. So ripped paper creates a edge that is organic. It's not geometric. It's not straight. It's not angled. This paper is great because it's got text on it, so I can use that text as a background. When you start to glue things on, you want to try to think about balance, emphasis, contrast, all the principles of design. I'm putting this little scrap of paper up towards the upper left because if you ever look at a dictionary page, it always has the words that begin and end each page up here in the upper left-hand corner. So it's like I'm staying faithful to my, faithful to my source image by putting it up there. Let's see. And this is the fun part. This is when it starts to get fun. Take a photograph and rip the photograph. This I don't care so much about because it's, you know, I can make another copy of this photo if I want. So when we collage, we try to put things together that are alike, but also we want to use juxtaposition of putting things that are different, perhaps, to create contrast, like dark and light colors. Like I've got this black tape here, and I can use this black tape to create contrast. I can use it to also make it look like, you know, I've got an edge or a border or a frame, which is what I'm going to do right here. I'm trying to make an edge, a black edge, sort of like a frame. I've got one up here, so I'm trying to balance that out a little bit. And there's no real rhyme or reason to what I'm doing other than, like I told you a moment ago, I'm just trying to think of the principles of design, contrast, unity, emphasis. I'm going to add a little black to the front too. Rhythm is another one, so you could think of rhythm perhaps in regards to color, how the colors flow through an artwork. Are they circular? Are they horizontal? Repeating things over and over again, so like I might put another picture of Nietzsche or another flag or something, but varying things. This is part of rhythm. Changing them, so maybe ripping it instead of keeping it straight next time, or something else, some other way you might vary it. Put this down here like this. Now I also keep a couple of other tools that I didn't mention before nearby. I have a brush pen here in case I want to just, go around and add a little ink. I also have this brush pen. This is a white ink. This is used for creating highlights. It's also used for correcting drawings. So I could do both of those things here with my collage. So when I decide, I can also use it to highlight. I also have a white gel pen here that I can draw on, so I could go up in here and I could draw some circles like this. Or if I wanted to create some other kind of design, make it look like an old map or something. Old maps are great to add to a collage as well, especially if they look really old. Colorful maps are interesting as well. I think I'm going to take this here. I'm going to rip a piece of this pyramid and see if I can finagle this in here somehow. Make it look like this guy here is above a pyramid. Since he's an archaeologist, he might be doing that. Why not? So when I rip like this, I kind of hold my fingers really close together. I'm not trying to make an exactly perfect line, but I'm trying to shape the paper in a certain way. But I still have that irregular line of the rip. Okay, now I've mostly been working here with black or white. So I've got contrast, which is good. I've got unity because black and white all works together. But I might want to create a little variation with some color, so I could use stickers that have color, or I could use my watercolor paints. Think of a couple more things here that I can glue on maybe right here. And it's okay if you cover up something that you like, because it's still there, it's still part of the design. So even though you can't see it, or you can partially cover up something, so like I could take my marker and I could go through here and create an edge if I wanted to. Paint markers are even better for collage because you're drawing on different surfaces, so a paint marker would be more handy. The only thing about paint markers is that they do have drying time. These are paint markers that you can get at Walmart. They're just Sharpie paint markers, and I think like you can get like a set of them for like $8 or $10. Those are good for making collage. Sorry for all the sniffling. I have a little bit of an allergy attack going on right now. So if I want to add some color to this, maybe I'll use my tape and I'll create a little emphasis with this tape here, maybe like right there. And this washi tape is really, it's just paper, so it's really easy to rip it with your fingers. You can curve the tape a little. Let's see, what else do I want to add here? Maybe we add this dragon's head down here, like he's coming out trying to, I don't know, make fight or whatever. The point of this, though, is to just try to focus on the principles of design, just like you do with your Google Drawings and your what have you. Trying to think about line, shape, color. Sort of like you're drawing with materials rather than drawing with a marker or a pen or a pencil. And it's like a shortcut because I don't have to draw all this stuff. I mean, I could take time and draw all this stuff, but every once in a while I'll just take a marker and just scribble. I like to not look sometimes. Just not look at the paper, just scribble on it with a marker. You can use the marker to frame edges if you want. Alright, let's do some stickers now. Add a few more pops of color. Stickers are fun. It also makes sense to use these stickers on the front cover of my planner because these stickers might also be used on the inside of the planner. That's what they're actually for. They're little notification stickers of like, like when you're supposed to go out to dinner, when you have a birthday. Okay, now I need some more like words, something official looking. Ooh, I got an idea. Just something more like a title. You can think of it as a title, or words create emphasis in a collage, especially if the collage is dominated by mostly images. You put a word in there and it creates emphasis because you immediately want to go and read what it says. So I could do that. I always like to, on the cover, include the mead composition. It's just like a theme that I have, but on the back, since this is a back cover, I already kind of have it right here. I might not use it as much. I think I'm going to go with the map theme here that we were working with. Because why not? I'm just going to draw on this here. I always like to add a few skulls here and there. Put them below the dragon. Why? Because I like skulls. You're looking out of a skull right now, so it's not really that scary. If we were in a dragon's lair, it would probably have skulls all over the floor. Unless it was a nice dragon. Hopefully this is a nice dragon, but it doesn't look like he wants to be nice to this guy up here. Maybe he's hiding some treasure that this guy's looking for. Like Indiana Jones. Sorry for all the sniffles, I'm having an allergy attack. Alright, so we're going to call that done. The last thing that you want to do, though, is you want to put something over your cover to sort of protect all of those little edges that you've created. So what I like to use on a small scale, like if I'm working on just a small notebook cover, is I actually get packing tape and I'll wrap the collage that I did with the packing tape so that, like if you're sticking it in your book bag or whatever, it won't rip off part of your collage. Packing tape is a really good way to sort of like fasten everything on. Dropping my glue stick here. Probably put the cap on there too. And it's just really quick and easy way to seal up your artwork that you've done. It also gives it a glossy textured surface, which is cool. So after you're done covering it, you just got to trim up a little bit of excess tape at the edges of the notebook. I'll just take my scissors. Notice I didn't use my scissors to cut any of the things I collaged. I relied mostly on my fingers just to rip things because I don't want it to look precise. I want it to look kind of messy and haphazard, this collage. Like I just randomly chose a few things, even though really I didn't. I was thinking about it the whole time. But it all just kind of comes together and works together. I could have gone in with my white pen and pulled out some white out of these skulls and made them look a little bit more graphic, but I kind of like the barcode showing through in this case. I've done the white before, though. That's just with my white gel pen right there. But this was on a dark surface, so it made more sense to do that. Since this is on a light surface, just a little line drawing I think is more effective, but there it is. Now I have the front and the back. This black surface is great because I could take a white pen and write right on it if I needed to. Alright, give it a shot. Have some fun, guys.